I'm in the kitchen with Seth Lenz from Seth's Coffee and Bake Shop in Little Chute. The coffee is wonderful. It smells wonderful in here, but the way they brew their coffee is even cooler, I should say. Can I say that?
Sure, you
even
can say
though
whatever
it's
you want.
nice and warm, it's still cool what they do. What are you doing right now, Seth?
So right now I'm making coffee using a Chemex. So a Chemex is just one of many brewing methods. It's one of 6 methods that we use at our coffee shop. So every time you come in for a cup of coffee, we're going to make it fresh by the cup. We don't have air pots sitting there waiting with coffee that may be stale or old or cooled off. So this is the Chemex, and it's just a little bit different filter style, different brewing method, different grind setting that you use. So initially we always let the coffee bloom a little bit. It degasses the coffee, gets anything that might be unpleasant out. And then once I do that for 45 seconds or a minute, then I can start brewing. And so then as long as the water temperature is right where I want it to be, I can brew the rest of the way.
He already brewed a nice cup of coffee for us here at Good Day, Wisconsin. What kind of coffee do you use, Seth?
We primarily use coffee from Intelligentsia Roasters out of Chicago. They do a fantastic job. They have direct trade coffees. They have a wonderful transparency model with how they buy their coffee, how their farmers are treated and whatnot. But we also recently started working with Ruby Coffee Roasters, and they're out of New Amherst. So it's a gentleman named Jared, and he's been just a blast to work with. So we usually work with Intelligentsia, but we also have occasional guest coffees from Ruby.
Wow. Can you tell me what's underneath here?
Well, we always use scales when we're making coffee, because if I'm just doing things using scoops or using my eyes, it's very subjective. So it could be different from one person to the next when you come in. So we implemented the use of scales for every cup about 2.5 years ago. So that way everything's consistent. So we weigh out the coffee before we grind it. We make sure it's the same weight coming out of the grinder as when we put it in. And then we weigh out how much water we add so that we have the right water to coffee ratio. And then we're going to have consistency every time.
Let's show a few pictures you sent me. One is of your family outside of the shop. Tell me about this. It's so cute.
That was about a month ago. We had a photographer come and take some family photos of my family. I have my wife, Kate, and our 2 boys, Everett and Moses. Everett's 2 and Moses is 1.
Adorable. Next picture is of the coffee. Tell me about the design and the other flavors that you can get there.
Yeah, so what I've been showing you on screen is the coffee itself, but then we also obviously work with espresso, and so we'll make lattes, cappuccinos, and whatnot. So the picture there is just the 8-ounce latte, and so we put a lot of attention to detail into how we extract our espresso and how we steam our milk, and my baristas are pretty highly trained, and they work really hard to try to make every latte a piece of art.
And some fall flavors that you have there too for people if they want to enjoy that?
Yep, so we have our pumpkin pie latte. We also have a white chocolate and pumpkin mocha, and then we're always trying to keep up with seasonal flavors, so we're going to start a gingerbread man latte soon, to get ready for Christmas and whatnot, but we do have caramel apple cider and a couple other non-coffee seasonal drinks too.
That sounds great. And wasn't there a different way too to get the coffee in there? What was this that you were showing me?
So this is a Hario V60, and this is actually the device that we use standard. So if you came in and just ordered a regular cup of coffee, this is what we would automatically use. So the Chemex is by request. We have a lot of options, but this is very similar in style as far as it's a pour-over method where we're pouring the water through the coffee grounds and it's dripping through. We have a couple of other methods that are full immersion and whatnot too, but it's a great way to make coffee by the cup. This is a little better if you're making coffee for more than one person.
Seriously, an awesome cup of coffee. I don't even have any cream, sugar in there, and it tastes fabulous. You can go to our website to learn more about Seth's Coffee and Bake Shop. And coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, you gotta have some coffee and you gotta have some scones too, maple pecan scones that you're gonna be making?
That's right.
Okay, we can't wait. Good Day Wisconsin will be right back.